Here's a quandary for you. There are several states that have ownership of liquor sales. There comes a point where people need to understand that government owning parts of a capitalistic endeavor is a bad idea, especially when it comes to intoxicants. While it does bring in revenue for the states, it also brings about ethical quandaries no person should lack an understanding of. One of the ways this is really bad is that the changing politics can lead to the state doing things to force people to make decisions based on the choices of a bureaucrat or political agenda. This keeps being proven to be a bad idea, yet the government and people keep pulling this same failure over and over. You don't bring politics and liquor together. Okay, yes, you bring anti drinking laws for certain cases, drunk driving, all of that. But the state should not own this. And I'm going to cover exactly what states do have this, and there are many. And also, I'm going to give you a couple of examples of how this is going south for several areas. Now, if you don't mind, if you like these kinds of videos, hit like, hit subscribe, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Rumble. So, let's get into this.
Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself.
Okay, so here's a look at the states that control liquor sales in some manner. Alabama directly controls the sale of alcohol through ABC licensed liquor stores. Idaho controls the sale of alcohol through ABC licensed liquor stores. Iowa controls the wholesale and retail sales of liquor. Maine has the authority to determine which brands of spirits are available to sell, but not the retail sale. Michigan controls the wholesale distribution of liquor through state-owned entities. Mississippi exerts direct control over sale and distribution of alcohol. Montana controls the sale of alcohol through ABC licensed liquor stores. New Hampshire operates state-run liquor stores that handle the wholesale and retail sale of spirits. North Carolina, county municipal boards, there we go, operate the retail stores that sell liquor. Ohio controls the wholesale and retail sale of spirits. Oregon controls the sale of alcohol through ABC licensed liquor stores. Pennsylvania sells spirits through state-owned fine wine and good spirit stores. Utah controls the sale of liquor through state-owned stores. Vermont controls the wholesale of liquor, which is sold through agency stores. Virginia directly controls the sale of alcohol through ABC licensed liquor stores. West Virginia controls the sale of alcohol through ABC licensed liquor stores. Wyoming controls the sale of alcohol through ABC licensed liquor stores. By the way, I have a Substack link down below so you can actually research this, because here's a couple of states that have been doing stupidity. The current state having issues is Utah. The Utah Department of Alcohol Beverage Services or DABS, is rewriting contracts that is causing stores in rural areas to close because they had allowed some private ownership. For them to be open, they had to have contracts with the state, which are now too prohibited. And I got a link for you to research that. In Pennsylvania, now this is not right now a current issue. In Pennsylvania, the state attempts to privatize on occasion, but the unionized employees of the stores fight against it every time it comes up. The unions would lose money as these folks would no longer be state employees. In this case, the unions involved are the fine wine and good spirits employees protected by the United Food and Commercial Workers Union. There comes a point where people need to want the state out of any area that can be ran better by the principles of Adam Smith. Now look, I am not one to want to ban liquor sales. By no means am I wanting that. What I do want is for there to be some common sense when it comes to the issue. States, well, for that matter, any government entity should have no say whatsoever in how liquor is sold. For that matter, I don't think that there are a lot of items that should be under the control of the state. I think that retail should be retail. Take a read of Adam Smith, Wealth of Nations, and you start realizing that no, government should not be involved, and it keeps getting proven that it's a bad idea. No matter what nation it is, no matter what part of history, you will find that it is a bad idea. And seriously, why is it being allowed that unions have control over whether you privatize something that should have already been privatized? This is a silliness of what goes on when you have government control over something like this. Yes, sometimes liquor prices will go up in certain places, but you know what? They've got a capitalistic endeavor there that they should keep the prices down as low as they can keep them. And there's a chance the quality will go up as to what's going on there. It's common sense. This needs to stop being a thing in this country. But what's your opinion on that? Seriously. You should talk about this because there's a lot of states involved, and I'm sure that somebody listening to this will have been involved in some part of this. Also, one last thing. I am trying to improve the quality of my videos. I'm trying to do several things, such as get interviews, things like that. I need better equipment and a couple of other things. I'm asking for a little bit of help. Nothing major. I've got to raise $3,000. Yes, hitting like and subscribe, that will still help. But if you could help me out with a couple of bucks a month, if you're listening to me on YouTube, I've got a membership thing because I've hit over 500 subscribers, hit the amount of hours. But if you're on Rumble or Facebook, or even if you're on YouTube, I've got a link tree attached to this. My Linktree link attached to this, and I've got a Patreon in there. It would be very helpful. So, if you could help me out there as well, I would be much appreciative. Plus, you get a voice into some of the videos I make. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. So, folks, that's the story that I wanted to bring you on this video. And I just wanted to say thank you again for coming by. Hit like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff if you don't mind. Help me out. So, y'all have a good day now.